We'll call to order this meeting. This meeting of the Illinois Board of Review for today, Thursday, April 27th, 2023. There's an extensive list of moot compliant and otherwise resolved matters. And I'm sure there probably are several requests for continuances. So let's start with the Law Department representative identifying all those that are listed as moot compliant and otherwise resolved.
Good afternoon, members of the
Fernandez,
board.
is that your task to say?
It is, yes, Chairman.
Okay,
Well, so to begin with, I can say that the first 37 matters on the hearing schedule are all moot complied. Is it the chairman's preference that I read through each of the appeal numbers individually?
yes, because unfortunately, well, not, we have to make a record of each item.
Absolutely.
Before you do that, though, I'd like to just make a general statement to everyone on the call, on the Zoom call, that please listen closely. We, as just noted, we have a large number of matters that have been resolved, meaning they're either moot or moot compliant. So listen for your address and or your name. If you hear your name or address and the resolution is moot or moot compliant, that means that has been resolved. It's no longer an issue, it's been resolved. And you are therefore permitted to leave the call. And you will get a letter indicating the outcome of your matter in the mail. So please pay attention. Please don't interrupt while we're going through, because we got to get to this long list before we get to the list of cases we will actually hear today. So thank you very much for your cooperation. And we're having everyone muted except for those who need to speak right away so that we can eliminate issues with background noise. Before we begin, Mr. Fernandez, the board and the other panelists will introduce themselves so everyone will know who we are. Again, I'm Kenneth Woodson, board chair.
Steve Pettit, board member.
Roger S. Tennant Senior, board member.
Beverly Penn, board member.
Ken Washington, board member.
Ryan McSherry, board counsel.
Richard Wade, board administrator. And just one quick point to the chairman's statement. If someone hears their name called and it's moot complied and there's some confusion, there's a number on the notice you received for being at this hearing. You can call that number and staff member will provide you some clarity with what exactly that meant.
Thank you, Mr. Wade. Thank you. Most important statement of the day. Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Fernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And before I begin, I want to give a preemptive apology. About 15 minutes ago, some work started on the street outside. I didn't have enough time to run to the office before the hearing. So if you hear background noise, my apologies for that.
Okay.
With no further ado, case number 1 on the schedule.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, before you start,
Yes.
Mr. Patton sent the email that he's having some technical difficulties trying to get on.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Wade, if you could have our IT person try to connect with Jamie, connect with him, that may be help resolve it. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's proceed.
Okay, matter number 1 on the list with appeal number ending in 213 and appellant Monica Caballero. That matter is moot complied.
Moot compliant. Thank you.
Case number 2 on the list, appeal number ending in 233, appellant Marlenis Pimentel. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 3 on the list, appeal number ending 530 with appellant Tyler Gandy. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 4 on the list with appeal number ending in 648 and appellant Munir Badawi. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 5 on the list, appeal number ending in 656 with appellant Munir Badawi. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 6 on the list, appeal number ending in 657, appellant Munir Badawi. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 7 on the list with appeal number ending 842 and appellant Prithvish Gowda. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 8 on the list, appeal number ending in 876 with appellant Yong Hai Dong. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 9 on the list with appeal number ending in 902, appellant Marina Klinkina. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 10 on the list, appeal number ending in 1123, appellant Eleanor Chen. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 11 on the list, appeal number ending in 1216 with appellant Sheriel Gentles. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 12 on the list, appeal number ending in 1618, appellants Ryan Moore and Patty Sanchez. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 13 on the list, appeal number ending in 1693, appellant Brian James. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 14 on the list, appeal number ending in 2504, appellant Ilya Kaitin. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 15 on the list, appeal number ending in 2576, appellant Matt Monroe, Monroe Law LLC. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 16 on the list, appeal number ending in 2693, the appellant Tamara Martinez Rabel. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 17 on the list with appeal number ending in 3795, appellant Cameron Davila. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 18 on the list, appeal number ending in 4014, appellant Craig Rogers. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 19 on the list, appeal number ending in 4415, appellant Paul Plavakas. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 20 on the list, appeal ending in 4488, appellant Zhufang Zhang. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 21 on the list, appeal number ending in 4505, appellant Gas Star Fuel. That matter is marked, that matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 22 on the list, appeal number ending in 4506 with appellant Edward Smith. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 23 on the list, appeal number ending in 12 with appellant Philly Construction Company LLC. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 24 on the list with appeal number ending in 66, appellant Frank Turner Esquire. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 25 on the list, appeal number ending in 108 with appellant Mohammed Bangura. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 26 on the list, appeal number ending in 142, appellant Anchor Real Estate. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 27 on the list, appeal number ending in 168 with appellant Anthony Huertas. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 28 on the list, appeal number ending in 173, appellant Yujie Ma. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 29 on the list, case ending in appeal number ending in 178 with appellant Michael McGill. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Appeal number 30 on the list with appeal number ending in 199 and appellant Howard Zakaim. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 31 on the list with appeal number ending in 253 and appellant Jennifer Reeves. That matter is moot complied, excuse me.
Thank you.
For appeal number 32 on the list, my colleague Christopher Johnson reached out and said that he would like to state something to the board before it is disposed of. And so
Okay.
I'd like to
Is
turn
he
it over to
present?
him.
Yeah, this is Appeal 32 on the list, ending in 303 for 2552 Cecil B. Moore Avenue. And Attorney Darlene Threet is here on that case today, but it's on the list as moot complied. The violation itself is complied. However, the reason the appeal was taken by Ambrick Technology, which was a special inspector, is that they were challenging whether they should have been cited in the first place. So here, this violation was issued to the contractor, the owners, as well as the special inspector. And the city is in agreement that the violation will be rescinded only as to the special inspector, Ambrick Technology, and it is complied.
Okay, so will it be reissued against the other parties or those who remain?
It doesn't need to be reissued. It was issued at the same time. It's just that it shouldn't be connected to Ambrick because they were caught up because they were listed on the permit, although they were not notified of the need for inspection, so they shouldn't have gotten the violation.
So Ms. Street is only representing the interests of Ambrec.
Correct.
Okay, all right, so noted. Thank you. Ms. Street, I see you're muted. Just want to have you go on the record, identify yourself and confirm.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Darlene Freed on behalf of Amber Technology, and I would confirm the representation made by Attorney Christopher Johnson.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Fernandez?
Have a good day.
Okay. You excused.
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you. I'd hand the mic back to my esteemed colleague, Wolf Fernandez.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to the list, case number 33, appeal number 33 on the list with appeal number ending in 309 and appellant Yaozu Zheng. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Appeal number 34 on the list with appeal number ending in 342 and appellant Eric Blasick. That matter is moot complied.
Thank you.
Appeal 35 on the list, appeal number ending in 381, appellant Lawrence Onya Ora. That is moot complied.
Thank you.
36 on the list, appeal number ending in 385, appellant Isaac Slepner. That is moot complied.
Moot complied. Thank you.
37 on the list, appeal number ending in 473 and appellant Carol Wells. That is moot complied.
Moot complied. Thank you. Okay.
Turning to number 40 on the list, appeal number ending in 1186 with appellant Vito Braccia. According to board administration, that appeal was withdrawn by the appellant. I'd like to confirm that that was the case.
Mr. Wade, can you confirm that?
Yes.
Okay. That's noted as withdrawn. Thank you.
Thank you. And number 45 on the list, appeal number ending in 2707 with appellant LA 88 Services, Inc. That is moot because the violations have been rescinded by the department.
Thank you.
I believe that covers all of the moot complieds or other withdrawals or things of that nature.
Okay.
Yes.
The board has a series of questions regarding a number of matters. I'll be calling the number and asking whoever's handling it to unmute and respond.
I believe Ms. Anathiadis has some matters too.
Oh, she does. Oh, okay.
Yes.
That may take care of some of my issues.
Yes.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Chairman Woodson.
afternoon.
Alexandra Athanasiadis on behalf of the city. I direct your attention to case number 47, HA 2022-003453, 2435 Milan Street. The city is prepared to move forward on that matter. Case number 48, appeal number ending in 4676, 5038 Chestnut Street. That has been previously heard and decided at the last listing
Okay.
where it was city affirmed.
So this is listed in error for today.
Yes.
Okay.
Case number 49, appeal number ending in 4871, 5474 West Burke Street. That matter is moot.
Moot. Thank you.
Case number 50, appeal number ending in 5062, 620 South Second Street. That matter is moot complied.
Moot complied. Thank you.
Case number 51, appeal number ending in 5112, 5936 Chew Avenue. That matter is moot.
Moot. Thank you.
Case number 52, appeal number ending in 5173, 2234 Greenwich Street. That matter is moot complied.
Moot complied. Thank you. Ready? Anything else? If not, just for beg your indulgence, I need to just take a quick review of my list to see if there's something else that I need to address. Okay, item 39 on the list, ending in 001131, 1900 JFK Boulevard, Frank Quantum doing business as Quantum Construction. Who's handling that for the city?
Good afternoon, Board. Caroline Curley for the city.
Okay, Ms. Curley, there's an issue here, we believe, of legal representation being required.
Yes, Board. This matter was actually continued from a hearing on February 14th, 2023. I do see appellant is present, Mr. Frig Cottam. At that February hearing, he was advised to retain counsel. I did learn from Mr. Cottam late yesterday afternoon that he had retained Mr. Chuck Peruto to represent him. I don't see Mr. Peruto here today, but I did speak with him earlier this morning. He indicated that he was going to join, but that he also was going to be requesting a continuance. I don't have any other information other than that.
Okay, as long as the issue of legal representation has been resolved, we will call it in order then. Thank
Okay.
you. Okay.
I have
see
some
hands-
other matters. I don't know if you want to go in order.
Yes, if they will reduce the number of cases we need to hear, absolutely. Okay.
Number 42, HA
Yes.
2022-002566, 1818 East Allegheny Avenue.
Yes.
The appellant is listed as Dinesh Gandalia, but the license is held by K&A Smoke LLC. So I believe if Mr. Gandalia is present, he would need legal representation. Not sure if he is here.
Mr. Gadali, are you present? Anyone present representing the interest in 1818 East Allegheny Avenue? Okay, well, what we will do, we'll call that one in order and resolve it then.
Very good. I also have numbers 43 and 44. That is HA 2022-002691 regarding 1825 Diamond Street, and HA 2022-002692 regarding 1829 Diamond Street. The appellant is listed on both as Joanna Gonzalez. However, the license at issue is held by Rudy Pertillo, doing business as Prudent Builders LLC. I did speak with Miss Gonzalez yesterday, who I believe is here. I see her on the Zoom. She indicated Mr. Pertillo would also need a Spanish interpreter.
Okay.
Legal representation. Yeah. go
Okay,
ahead.
so, well, two things. One is the issue of standing. So what is Mrs. Gonzalez's connection to this? Is she
She's here,
present?
so she can explain.
Ms. Gonzalez, are you present? And if you are, please unmute.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Would you raise your right hand so we can swear you in, please? Use your right hand. That's the other hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth so help you God?
Promise.
Okay. Ms. Gonzalez, what is your relationship to this project, this issue?
I work for Rudy for
Okay.
Prudent.
Okay, we're gonna have
Assistant.
to, yes,
She's secretary.
okay. You won't be able to, you're not permitted to speak for him in this forum. He has to hire an attorney because he's a company. And if there's a need for Spanish interpretation, let us know. We will have to bring on an interpreter. So that
Alright.
means we will need to continue this case, these two cases today. Ms. Curley, you okay with that?
That's fine.
Yeah, so let's do this then. Case 43 and 44. 43 is HA 2022-002691, 1825 Diamond Street will be continued. Case number 44, HA 2022-002692, 1829 Diamond Street will also be continued.
These will
Okay,
be, there's both continued for council and they need a Spanish interpreter.
correct. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So you excused for today,
Thank you.
okay? Anything else, Ms. Curley?
Yes, sorry. Number 56 on the list.
Yes.
HA 2023-7275 Rising Sun Avenue. That appeal is now moot.
Moot? Okay, thank you.
I apologize for not listing it earlier.
Okay,
And then appeal number 57, HA 2023-000629, as to 601 North 66th Street. Appellant is listed as Sawa Tung. However, the license is held by Golden City. I don't know the entity status of that.
okay. Is anyone present representing 601 North 66th Street? Anyone present? So let's do this. We will call that in order and see what
Very
happens.
good. Okay,
Okay,
I'll hang out. Thank you.
okay.
That's it for me.
So we have both LLC issue potentially illegal counsel plus standing. that matter.
I don't think for that one, there's any issue. I believe he is the operator and owner of that building or of that business. I just,
Okay.
I believe it's a corporate entity based
Okay.
on what I've been able to ascertain. I just don't know for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, we will address that then. Okay. Alrighty. Mr. Johnson, you have your hand up.
Yes, as a preliminary matter, I want to bring the board's attention to case number 46 on today's list. It's an AIU appeal ending in 758 for David Labar, 1426 East Palmer Street.
Yes.
Now, this violation was written, was appealed by Mr. Labar. However, I believe the license holder in this case is Labar Ventures Incorporated. And I didn't know whether or not he had an attorney with him.
Okay. Is Mr. Labar present on the call?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Labar, are you being represented by legal counsel today?
I wasn't aware that I had to be.
Okay, did you read your
that's-
notice? Did you read your violation notice? It says very clearly, if you're a company, you have to be represented by legal counsel.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that, no. Sorry about that.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, do you have any issues with continuing this matter for? legal counsel?
No problem with that.
Okay, we're gonna have to continue this matter for today, Mr. Labar. You need
Okay.
to get a lawyer, okay?
All right,
Thank
thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, there's one other matter that I
Okay,
failed to address during my initial reading.
yes,
Case number 454 on the list with appeal number ending in 373, an appellant OAG Incorporated. Appellant's counsel represented to me that she withdrew that appeal. If board administration can confirm that, then I would ask for appeal withdrawn as a disposition. And if, well, I'll leave it there for now.
Confirmed.
Thank you.
okay, thank you. So that's withdrawn. Okay,
Um,
thank you.
If I may, Mr. Chair, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Fernandez, I thought I heard you say case number 53. You mean case 54?
54, yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tennant.
You're welcome.
Okay, does anyone else have their hand? If not, I'll go back to my list to see if there's anything else that has been missed. We do have, let's see here. We have a issue with regard to number 39, ending in 001131, 1900 JFK Boulevard, Mr. Cottam. I think we resolved that. Mr. Prudhoe will represent him. My apologies. So I think that's it. No. Let's move down to item 41, 5904 Germantown Avenue, ending in 001345, Sergey Fedorov. Who's handling that matter for the city?
Hi, it's Christopher Johnson for the city of Philadelphia.
Mr. Johnson, there's an issue, I believe, maybe regarding legal representation.
I believe that's correct. And also there were 3 appeals that were filed by Mr. Fedorov. And I would suggest that they should be listed on the same day. However, he hasn't appeared today, so the city would take no position.
Okay, Mr. Fedorov not present today? Or is there anyone present who's representing the interests of 5904 Germantown Avenue, Sergey Fedorov? Okay, if not, we will call it in regular order. Okay. All righty, thank you very much, everyone. Is there anything else before we move to today's list?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I might, I think
Yes.
we mentioned in executive session that you might want to address the issue of power of attorney on matter number.
I think that's been resolved. It's Oh, no, no, I
No,
take
Ms.
it back.
Afianatis said she was ready to proceed,
She
but
did,
I don't
absolutely.
know if we addressed the issue of the POA or potential POA with her.
Okay, what I'd like to do with that one is to, we'll just make that early in our call so we can get it out of the way first, and then we move to the balance of the list. But thank you for reminding me, but there are a couple more though that we did not mention on today's list. For instance, Mr. Wade, they're the last three on the list, 58 through 60. Would you mind reading in the status of those?
Case number 58, hearing appeal number HA 2023 001160 2643 Earp Street. Anthony Fino and Ralph Domenico, doing business as PBH9 LLC. Case was listed in error.
Okay,
Case
thank
number
you.
59, hearing appeal number HA 2023 001162 3325 North 18th Street. Lemaurice Blanc. Case was listed in error.
Thank you.
Case number 60, hearing appeal number HA 2023 001176 1517 North Phillip Street. Savada Ismakovic, listed in error.
Thank you. Okay. So that gets us back
To case
Right,
number
right, right.
38.
38. Okay, call that one, please.
Case number 38, hearing appeal number HA 2022 000323 2101 South 11th Street. Anjad Singh.
Okay, who's representing the city in this matter?
Good afternoon, Chairman. Will Fernandez for the city of Philadelphia.
Good afternoon. Who's representing the interests of the appellant?
Harry Cook, sir. Good afternoon. Good
Good
afternoon, board.
afternoon. Good. Mr. Cook, will your client be testifying today?
No, Your Honor, this matter was heard last month. And we requested a continuance because it is subject to the adjudication of two underlying tobacco violations. That if they are if those appeals are granted by OAR, this appeal is moot, excuse me. And we are working with Ms. Lynette Corsino, who is the hearing officer manager over OAR to get these scheduled. These appeals were filed in March of 2022 with OAR. They've yet to be heard. I had a tranche of tobacco hearings with OAR last month, and from that and my interactions with Ms. Corsino, I believe that this will be scheduled in the next 30 to 45 days with OAR, and then we could come back or hopefully I can advise the board that those were, we were not found liable, my client was not found liable, and then this would be moot. And I believe Mr. Fernandez has some additional commentary.
Okay, I just want to ask, before you do that, Mr. Fernandez, is it your understanding that these were continued from a prior hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
My understanding is that these were continued and that the prior continuances were granted because there are active pending appeals of the citations underlying the department's denial of the tobacco retailer permit application. So the city's position is because those petitions to the tax review or to OAR, excuse me, the appeals to OAR are active and pending, the city doesn't object. And in fact, well, I'll say the city doesn't object to the continuance request.
Okay, it probably listed in error for today, but okay. Thank you very much. That matter will be continued.
90 days, about 90 days.
I think that should be fine. That should work. And if anything happens prior, I'll notify the board if we were found liable or guilty.
Okay,
Or not guilty.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to 42, Mr. Wade.
Okay. Case number 42, hearing appeal number HA 2022 002566 1818 East Allegheny.
No, I'm looking at 2435 Milan Street. Unless I'm reading, I'm sorry, it's 47. My apologies.
Okay.
I misread the number. My apologies.
Case number 47, hearing appeal number HA 2022-003453, 2435 Milan Street, Carol McLaughlin.
Okay, that's the Water Department case.
Yes, good afternoon, Chairman Woodson,
Good afternoon.
Alexandra Athanasiadis on behalf of the Water Department. And with me is Mr. Jason Locke, who I plan to call as my witness.
Okay, thank you. Is the appellant present?
No. Service was
Okay,
made.
service was made. Okay, Miss Athanasiadis, one of the issues that we noted in our review of the matter is that there was a note in the file allegedly transferring authority to speak in this case from a mother to a son. So that would be the first issue to resolve, whether or not that was an appropriately executed power of attorney. But since neither of the parties are present, I would rely on your preference in this matter.
Chairman, due to the fact that it's 1:52, the hearing started 1:15, I would be asking for a city affirmed based on non-appearance.
Okay, all righty. Give me a time, Mr. Pettit.
1:52 p.m.
1:52 p.m. Okay, I think Mr. Wade has confirmed that service was made.
Yes.
Okay. Let us now poll the board for HA-2022-003453, 2435 Milan Street, Carol McLaughlin. City affirmed non-appearance.
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 Okay, thank you very much. All righty. Mr. Wade, let's go back up to the top.
Case number 39, hearing appeal number HA 2022-001131, 1900 JFK Boulevard, Frank Cottam, doing business as Cottam Construction.
Okay. Ms. Curley, do you have a witness for today?
I do.
Okay, and let's see here. Do we have anyone from Cottam Construction or Mr. Perudo? I think I have a Frank Cottam at the top who's muted. Could we unmute him, Mr. Wade?
Yes, that's him.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was on with Chuck Perudo. I'm sorry.
Is he going to join you today?
No, he's in court. He just called and let me know that. So he's gonna request a continuance.
Okay, the time to do this before the hearing begins.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I was with him last week
It
and
doesn't help us if he can't be here today.
no, I
And there's
understand.
no one else in his office? Wait a minute, there's no one in his office who can represent you?
I guess not, because he just called and told me that he has to request a continuance.
I mean,
No,
I'll
he
also just
hasn't.
let the board know when I spoke to Mr. Perudo. He's at a CLE, not court. So I just want to
Oh, I
Okay.
did.
make that
Okay.
clear.
Thank
Okay.
you. Which means those are pre-scheduled. And so the board, the board doesn't take kindly to that kind of behavior. And so we expect him to be here.
Okay.
If this is important to you, the consequences can be severe for your business. So
Yes,
I
sir.
would assume that you would expect him to be here.
Yes, sir.
So, Ms. Curley, do you have any issues with the continuance?
I mean, as I stated before, this was first heard on February 14th. To be heard today, the board kindly granted Mr. Cottam his continuance to obtain counsel. Counsel has apparently been obtained, but isn't appearing, so the city will leave it to the board to make that determination.
Okay, what we will do is continue this with a must be heard requirement. And so the next assigned date, whether he's here or not, we will make a disposition of this matter.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Appreciate
let's
it.
move
Thank
on.
you.
Thank you, Ms. Curley. All right, Mr. Wade, what do we have next?
Case 41, hearing appeal number HA 2022-001345, 5904 Germantown Avenue, Sergey Fedorov.
Okay, Mr.
Christopher Johnson for the city of Philadelphia.
Okay, anyone present representing the interests of Sergey Fedorov at 5904 Germantown Avenue?
Service was made.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson, it appears that no one is responding. So what is your preference?
It should be marked as failure to appear, city firm.
Thank you. Time, Mr. Pettit,
1:56 PM.
1:56 PM. Thank you very much. With regard to we'll poll the board with regard to HA-2022-001345, 5904 Germantown Avenue, Sergey Federal. City affirmed non-appearance.
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 Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Wade, what's next?
Case number 42, hearing appeal number HA 2022-002566, 1818 East Allegheny, Dinesh Gandalia.
Okay. Who's representing the city? Ms. Curley?
Correct.
Good afternoon.
Good.
Anyone present representing Mr. Dinesh Gandalia? Dinesh Gandalia, 1818 East Allegheny Avenue. Anyone present? No one's responding. Ms. Curley, what is your preference?
The city would ask for a city affirm for failure to appear.
Thank you.
Service was made.
Thank you, Mr. Wade. The time, Mr. Pettit?
1:57 PM.
1:57 PM. Thank you. We'll poll the board regarding HA-2022-002566, 1818 East Allegheny Avenue, Dinesh Gandalia, city affirmed non-appearance.
City affirmed non-appearance.
City affirmed non-appearance.
City affirmed for non-appearance.
City affirmed non-appearance.
Thank you very much. All righty, Mr. Wade, what do we have?
Case number 53, hearing appeal number HA 2023-000328, 1301, strike that, 3201 Spring Garden Street, Shami, Raya Shaya.
Okay. And who's representing the city?
Will Fernandez for the city of Philadelphia in this matter.
Okay, who's representing the interests of 3201 Spring Garden Street?
Good afternoon, Board. I'm Attorney Sheikh Afzal, representing
Yes.
the 3201 Spring Garden Street.
Thank you. Will your client be present, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Board. He's here.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Mr. Fernandez, do you have any witnesses for today?
I do. Ms. Jody Wilkins, who is present in the room.
Okay, Ms. Wilkins, you can unmute and raise your right hand so that you may be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you give today be the truth so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you. Before we proceed, Mr. Afzal,
Yes.
will your client be testifying today?
Yes.
Just might as well get him sworn in now. So, sir, Sami Rashi,
Yes.
if you raise your right hand so that you may be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you give today be the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And you can place your hand down. One additional matter for the appellant and this is counsel. If you need to confer, just let us know. We will put you on mute or go off record for a moment to allow you to do that.
Sure.
And also advise Mr. Rashi, you've hired an attorney. Please pay attention to his instructions. And as he instructs you to proceed through these matters, understood? Thank you. Now, Mr. Afzal, one thing we will need to do though, we will need to have the camera on whoever's speaking. And we prefer not to have the appellant or anyone else speak off camera so that we can capture everything that's being said by the court reporter, okay?
We'll do that. We'll do
All
that.
right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Fernandez, please proceed.
Thank you, Chairman. The city calls Ms. Wilkins. Ms. Wilkins, can you please introduce yourself to the members of the board and to the people in the room?
Yes, I'm Jody Wilkins, sanitary supervisor for the City of Philadelphia Health Department.
And for how long have you been a sanitarian supervisor for the City of Philadelphia Health Department?
I have been with the city for over 12 years.
Okay. Members of the board, I'm going to share my screen and put the city's exhibit packet on the screen. This
Okay.
was sent to opposing counsel, and a copy will be sent to board administration. I don't think I've done that yet. Ms.
Okay.
Wilkins, are you able to see my shared screen?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm going to scroll down a little bit away from the letterhead so you can see the text. Can you describe the document that is on the screen right now?
Yes, this was the denial letter for their tobacco retailer permit for 2023, dated January 9th of 2023.
Okay, can you explain who there is in that sentence?
Oh, yeah, this Wiley's Food Inc., 3201 Spring Garden Street.
Okay, does this letter state why the tobacco retailer permit application was denied?
Yes, it was denied because they sold to tobacco to minors or those without a proper ID under the age of 21 3 times.
Okay,
And therefore, their permit gets denied when it's 3 times or more.
thank you. Before we get into the specific instances of tobacco sales to minors, can you explain the health department's policy with respect to tobacco retailer permit applications and how that relates to citations for sales of tobacco products to minors or sale of tobacco products without checking for ID?
Yeah, so based on the regulation is if the business has a tobacco retailer permit, they would have to have no more than 3, it would be up to 3 tobacco sales to minors or without ID before their tobacco retailer permit is taken or denied based on their renewal. So we look at the renewal of the application and then we look 2 years back because it's 3 and 2 years. So if they get 3 and 2 years from the time of their application, then they will be denied the permit.
Okay, I'm going to scroll down a little bit so that you can see the middle of the bottom of page 1 of the letter on City Exhibit page 1 and the top of the letter on the top of the second page of the letter on City Exhibit page 2. Does this letter state which on which dates the establishment was cited for tobacco sales to minors or without requesting ID?
Yes, the dates are March the 7th, 2022, May the 7th, 2022, and June the 14th, 2022.
Okay, and how many instances occurred or how many citations were issued on March 7th of 2022?
There were 2, one for the sale of tobacco to a minor and one without ID.
Okay, I'm going to scroll down now to City Exhibit page 4. Can you describe what you're seeing on this page, Ms. Wilkins?
Those are the citation, the tickets that were issued for that violation of March the 7th, 2022. At the bottom of the ticket is who issued it and the date it was issued.
Okay, and which dates are reflected on the citations that are on the screen right now?
March the 7th, 2022.
Okay.
For the sale of tobacco to a minor and one without ID.
Okay, I'm going to scroll down now to City Exhibits page 5. Can you describe what you're seeing on this page, please?
Yes, this is a sale of tobacco without ID that was dated on May 7th, 2022.
Thank you. Finally, scrolling down to City Exhibit page 6. Can you please describe what you see on the page that is currently on the screen?
This is the ticket for June the 14th, 2022 for tobacco sale without ID.
Okay. In your capacity as sanitarian supervisor and as the representative of the health department that is appearing before the Board of L&I review today, are you aware of the status of these citations, as in whether they were appealed, paid, unpaid, so on and so forth?
Yeah, I'm aware of the disposition of the tickets, yes.
And what is the disposition of these tickets?
All tickets were paid without a hearing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The city has no further questions for Ms. Wilkins.
Thank you. Any cross-examination by Mr. Sheik?
No, not at this moment.
Okay, thank you. Any further witnesses, Mr. Fernandez?
No, no further witnesses for the city, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Amstel, your opportunity to put us your witnesses and your understanding of the facts on the record.
Mr. Sammy, and can you state your name for the record one more time?
Sammy Riashi,
And can you also state the business name and address in the record?
Wally's Food, 3201
Oh.
Spring Street.
Excuse me, I just have one request. If your client can get closer to the microphone, we can barely hear him. Let's see if that works better. Mr. Kelly, are you okay with what you're hearing? Okay, all right, please proceed.
Can you state the name of the business and the address?
Wally's Food, 3201 Spring Garden Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19104.
And how long? have-
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Chair. I am having a little difficulty hearing the witness.
Okay, sir, you'll have to speak up a bit, unfortunately. Unless you
Can you
can,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, that's better, much better.
Okay, my business name is Wally's Food, 3201 Spring Garden Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19104.
And how long have you been doing this business for?
I've been doing this business almost since 2011, so that's almost like 12 years now.
So it is my understanding that this is since 2011 to 2021, you did not receive any tickets for any violation?
No, because I was doing mostly of the hours of a lot of work in the cashier, and I was doing a lot of more than 12 hours, but I got tired of it. So I'd like, let me hire another employee that can help me out for a couple of hours that can help me out. But this employer was not paying attention too much to checking IDs and making sure not to do anything, you know.
Mr. Sammy, were you present in the store when these tickets were given?
No.
Okay. And you currently live outside of state, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And for past 11 years, being the business for the same business, you have received no tickets?
I have not received any tickets or have anything. I've been straight with the law. I've been following all the laws. I've been doing since this last tickets I had.
So, Mr. Sammy, why did you not file the appeal for those tickets?
Because these tickets was the employer that was working that he got the tickets for, and I didn't know it was from I have to repeal it and everything, and it was I didn't know it was my last chance, like they're gonna take my license away, and he just paid them off. It was just like just the regular tickets, and I didn't find out till they said trying to renew my license, and they told me that was a denied. So I didn't find out. If I know, I should not pay that tickets and appeal for them. You know?
Just one question, Mr. Afzal. I didn't hear who Mr. Rashi said paid the tickets. Who paid? Was it his accountant or was it an employee? Who paid the tickets?
It was the employee paid the ticket.
Employee paid the tickets.
Okay. Did the employee the employee paid the tickets with a check from your store or on his personal?
Yeah, from the check from the store.
Okay. All right. Thank you. There's nothing else.
So were you aware of that? If you were to pay the tickets and everything, you would not have opportunity to appeal?
No.
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 Okay. So I think at this point, I just wanted to say my client who has been in business for the past 11 years, who was taking care of the business by himself. He hired an employee and everything who I guess not intentionally or not knowing.
I object. There will be an opportunity for closing
Yeah.
statements, but it's currently testimony.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Afzal, do you have any additional witnesses other than Mr. Sammy?
No, that's all. That's all, board.
All right. So what we would normally do at this point, given all the witnesses have been questioned and would ask for closing arguments. from you first, Mr. Afzell, and then followed by Mr. Fernandez, after which the board will vote. Okay? So please, Mr. Afzell.
So, the closing argument for this case is basically, as I said, my client who has been doing business for the past 11 to 12 years in the same location, which he has been doing business himself. He was open to close, and he never received a violation in the past 11 years. After what he just said earlier, that he hired an employee who does not speak well English or who does not understand much English, who was not aware of the city of the auto care violation, and properly not check the ID or and give cigarette to the minors. That being said and everything, my client's also addressing that those violations that were made at that time, May 7th, but he did not receive the letter until January the 17th of 2023. And if we were to go back into his DVR to pull out those video, if those tickets just match the timing to match to see if the minor was given the cigarette and the minor was not checked the proper ID. When he did go back, he was not able to retain those video from from that time, because majority of the stores, they do not keep the video longer than 3 months. And he did not receive the notice until January 17, which was way over 6 months. He was not able to retrieve those video as evidence to show at the time when his employee received the ticket, those were given to the minors and they were given with that ID. So at this time, my client is requesting just the one fair last chance, his license to get back to him. So make sure this will never ever happen again. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Fernandez, I must apologize to both of you because I need to ask two questions of the appellant. This is out of order, but I just need to ask these two questions. I just want to ask Mr. Rashi, where do you reside? I think you indicated, Mr. Afzell, that he lived out of state. Where do you reside, sir?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay, second thing, the individual who's in the store, is that person considered a manager of the store?
No, he just like a cashier worker.
Okay, and do you gave him authority to write checks and to pay for vendors and to pay bills?
No.
So how did he get the access to your checkbook to pay for these tickets?
Because he was telling me that when I told him why did he do that, he told me about the tickets, but he never told me about he's gonna get paid. He never told me that he gonna go pay it. But I told him you don't have the right to do anything like that, because he said that was his responsibility of him causing me that tickets and everything. He was responsibility of he's saying that I have to take that responsibility. I have to pay them. I was like, whatever you did, that hurts me more. And I should appeal that, you know.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fernandez?
Thank you, Chairman. I'll be extremely brief. The Health Department has a regulation and a policy. It's applied objectively throughout the city without discretion or exceptions. Here, the appellant, through his own testimony, was not in the store, has no direct knowledge to even contest the underlying citations if he had submitted an appeal. In fact, based on some hearsay testimony that we just heard, it sounds like the employee actually was taking responsibility for the citations. So based on the evidence before the board today and based on the testimony, I would ask for a city affirmed disposition of the Health Department's letter denying the appellant's tobacco retailer permit application.
Okay, thank you very much. We will now poll the board regarding HA-2023-000328, 3201 Spring Garden Street, Sammy Rashi. City affirmed.
City affirmed. City affirmed.
City affirmed.
City affirmed.
Thank you. The final vote is unanimous, city affirmed. Thank you very much, Mr. Afzell. Thank you for your participation. Of course, you may appeal our decision, as you're aware, to come in police court. So of course, that'll be the decision between you and your client. Thank you very much for your participation. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your excuse.
Case number 55. Hearing appeal number HA 2023 000474. 5302 Rising Sun Avenue, Rising Sun Fuels.
Okay. Who's representing the city?
Will Fernandez for the city of Philadelphia.
Good afternoon. And who's representing the interests of 5302 Rising Sun Avenue?
I represent them, Mr. Chairman. I'm Simon Randall, attorney for Rising Sun Fuels.
Okay, thank you very much. Who will be your witness today, Mr. Fernandez?
It will be Ms. Jody Wilkins of the Health Department.
Ms. Wilkins, if you raise your right hand so that you may be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you give today be the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. Mr. Randall, do you have any witnesses for today?
I do, Mr. Chairman, but would it be okay if I just presented the arguments on their behalf?
No, we want the witnesses to, if you're gonna, you can't testify. And so we need your witness to put you can give closing statement, but we need the witness to speak.
Okay.
Is there an issue with language or anything like that?
No, I just have it all prepared, so I thought I'd save you the time.
No, we got the time.
Okay, then my witness would be Patricia Condo.
Okay, if she's available, Ms.
She is
Condo,
available.
would you raise your right hand so that you may be sworn? Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you give today be the truth so help you God?
I do, yes.
Okay, thank you. And again, I would just advise you that if there's a need for you and your lawyer to confer, just let us know. We will give you ample time to do that off the record and confidentially. And secondly, please pay attention and follow the instructions that your lawyer gives you. Okay?
Sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fernandez, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The city calls Ms. Wilkins. Good afternoon, Ms. Wilkins. How are you?
Good afternoon, I'm fine, thank you.
Ms. Wilkins, can you please, I know you just did this, but could you please introduce yourself and your position for the board?
Sure, my name is Jody Wilkins. I'm sanitarian supervisor for the City of Philadelphia Health Department.
Thank you. Ms. If you give me a moment, I will get my evidence packet up on the screen. Excuse me just a moment. I'm having some technical difficulties. Members of the board, I'm having trouble opening the PDF that I prepared. If it is okay with the board, I can individually share the city exhibits and then I will recompile them into a PDF and send them to the board.
Okay, is it not opening?
No.
Let me ask, have they been shared with the appellant?
Yes, Mr. Randall can confirm. I believe I sent them to him earlier this week.
Mr. Randall, can you confirm that you in fact have the city's
Yes.
documents? Okay.
Yes.
And you know what, Mr. Randall, if you don't mind, if you email it back to me, I can share it on my screen. I'm not sure what happened to my copy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't really have access to that kind of.
Oh, okay, no
right now.
problem.
Not.
Well, let's do this, Mr. Fernandez. Let's do this. If we go off the record for a few minutes, okay, would that help you in terms of resolving this?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, we're gonna go off the record. It's now 2:20. We'll return at 2:30.
Thank you.
I believe Mr. Fernandez was in the middle of his introduction, so let's want to make sure that the appellant's counsel is present along with the appellant. I don't see them in the room yet. Yes.
Mr. Chair, I don't see the appellant.
Yes, we have a
It was the
different.
young lady that was there. This is a different person.
I'm sorry, our other witness had to step away. I have another witness for Rising Sun Fuels.
So will this be your witness for today or not?
Yes.
Okay, he will be your witness?
Yes,
Okay, I tell you
ma'am.
what I'll do. Let me, because it is shifting around, let us wait until you put your case on, then I'll swear in your witness, okay? All right, thank you, Mr. Washington. Okay, Mr. Fernandez, let's proceed.
Thank you, Chairman. I believe Ms. Wilkins had introduced herself and stated her position prior to our break, so I'm going to share my screen. Ms. Wilkins, can you please confirm when you're able to see my screen?
Okay,
Oh, one more click. I think we're now good.
I can
Okay.
see it.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Wilkins, I'm going to scroll down a little bit below the letterhead here. Can you please describe the document that you're seeing on the screen right now?
Yes, this is their, the Ramaco Marketing Group LLC's denial letter for 2023 tobacco retailer permit due to the sale of tobacco to minors and those without ID.
Okay, and I think you might have said it, but what's the date on this letter?
Oh, January 9th, 2023.
Okay, and can you please state the health department's policy with respect to tobacco retailer permit applications and how citations for sales to minors or sales without checking IDs relate to those applications?
Yeah, so the regulation states that if the business has to sell tobacco to minors and those without that are underage that with not checking IDs, 2 years, 3 of them in 2 years, then they would lose the permit. So the look back period is 2 years from the renewal date.
Thank you, Ms. Wilkins. I'm going to scroll down a little bit now until you see the bottom of page 1 of the letter on City Exhibits page 1, and the top of page 2 of the letter on City Exhibits page 2. On the screen right now, do you see a description or what do you see on the screen right now?
There are the violations of the tobacco sales without ID and tobacco sales to minors that went into the decision for the denial.
Okay, and can you please state the dates of the citations and what kind of citations they are?
10/6, 2020 for the sale of tobacco to minors and those without ID. That says 4/5, 2022, but actually that was a typewritten error from one of my colleagues. It was actually the sale of tobacco to a minor and sell without ID for 10/6/21. And then 12/29/21 for the sale of tobacco to a minor and those without ID for 12/29 date.
Okay, I'm gonna take a moment and go back. Based on the testimony you just stated, were there 2 citations issued on October 6th, 2021?
October 6th, yes, that's correct.
Okay. I'm gonna scroll down now to City Exhibit page 4, pardon the blank page. Can you please describe what you're seeing on the screen right now?
Yes, this is the sell tobacco to a minor and the sell without ID for this for October the 6th, 2020.
Thank you. I'm going to scroll down now to City Exhibits page 5. Can you please describe what you're seeing on the screen? I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see more of the notice, but please let me know if you need me to zoom in.
Thank you. Yes, this is the tobacco sell without ID and tobacco sell to minor for 10/6/21.
Thank you. Do either of these correspond to the typo or typographical error that you described before?
Correct.
Okay. Finally, I'm going to scroll down to City Exhibits page 6. Can you please describe what you're seeing on the screen right now?
Yes, this is tobacco sell to minor and tobacco sell without ID for date of 12/29/21.
Thank you. Ms. Wilkins, in your capacity as a sanitarian supervisor with the Health Department and as the Health Department's representative to the Board of L&I Review for these hearings, have you had the opportunity to look into the disposition of these citations?
Yes, I have. And oh, go ahead. You want me?
Please go ahead and state those dispositions for the board.
Yeah, so for the 10/6/20 matters, those tickets were done on an online hearing. They were found liable and they have not been paid. And then the 10/6/21 and 12/29/21 tickets, there were no hearings requested and they have not been paid. None of the tickets have been paid to date.
Thank you, Ms. Wilkins. I have no further questions for Ms. Wilkins.
Okay, any cross-examination?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Wilkins, were you present at the time these tickets were issued to Rising Sun Fuels?
Was I present? No, they were done by staff.
Do we have names of the people who issued these tickets?
They're on the tickets themselves at the bottom.
Okay. Do we know on what rule they were issuing these tickets based on lack of ID or whether the customer looked younger than 27 years old? Do we have?
The tickets come from the city's contracted, let me say, the city's contracted with a company called Health Promotion Council. Health Promotion Council hires 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20-year-olds to go undercover in the stores. And so the information is gathered by them, and then they forward information to us. So they go out to the stores to see if they are going to be sold to. And so that information is gathered. Once the sale happens, they send that to me, and then I review and then state what the violations are based on their information that they provide. So, but based on the tickets that were issued in this matter, they were sell tobacco to a minor, meaning someone under 18. There were 17, 16, 15, those were the ages. The IDs were not checked. Therefore, they did not know what the age of the undercover buyer was.
Okay, so you said that we didn't know what the age of the patron was, so the age could have been over 27, is that correct?
No, we have information that states who our undercover buyers, we know the age of undercover buyers. The store does not know it if they don't check the ID. The store did not apparently check it so that they would know whether they would deny a sale or not. They did not check it. Therefore, they went on and sold anyway. So we are there to ticket based on the violations given.
Well, the store's not required to check ID in every single instance.
I have to object to this line of questioning. The matter before the board today is the denial of the application for the tobacco retailer permit. This is not the time or place to litigate or dispute the methods by the methods by which through the health department issue citations for underage tobacco sales or tobacco sales without checking for ID.
Well, I'm not interested in litigating their methods. I would just like to see what evidence they have.
Okay, let's do this. Mr. Fernandez, you do have a, excuse me, you do have a matter on the floor. What I will do then is overrule it to this degree. Sir, if you, Mr. Randall, I'd like you to narrow your focus a bit though, so we can rein this in.
Okay. Pennsylvania statute 9-622 says that there are defenses to being accused of selling tobacco to minors or not IDing. And one of those rules says that if the employee reasonably relied on a photographic ID, even if the ID turned out to be fake, or
Mr. Randall, where's your question in this? You're crossing, when you put your case on, you can present all the information you want, but you're supposed to cross-examine based on.
Well, I'm setting up the question to see if
Okay, let's get to it then, okay?
Okay. Is it possible that the person at Rising Sun Fuels relied reasonably on photographic ID, which may or may not have been
I
fake?
have to object again. This is not before the board today. There are administrative appeal procedures for these tickets. They go to the OAR. You heard testimony from Ms. Wilkins that one of the tickets was appealed and the establishment was found liable. The other tickets weren't appealed. It's inappropriate to attempt to appeal, to attempt to dispute the underlying ticket today when that matter is not before the board.
Well, okay. Is it fair to say, Ms. Wilkins, that Rising Sun Fuels has no evidence of what patron led to these violations filed against them?
Repeat that?
Is it fair to say that Rising Sun Fuels to this day does not know what the patrons looked like who led to the violations filed against them?
I object. She can't know that answer. That's asking about his client's understanding of facts.
So noted, sustain.
Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any additional witnesses, Mr. Fernandez?
No, Mr. Chairman, I have no redirect and no additional witnesses.
Okay, Mr. Randall, you're floor.
I'm sorry, were you sworn in?
I was not.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, introduce the individual, then I'll swear him in.
This is Mr. Matt Galasso.
Okay, would you spell that, please?
G-A-L-A-S-S-O, Galasso.
Okay, and his title or
He's
role in the store?
he's a manager. And
Okay, all right. Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you. Place your hand down. Mr. Randall?
Mr. Galasso, could you tell me a little bit more about what you were hired to do with regard to Rising Sun Fuels?
So as a manager, we hire employees to work as a cashier. We also train those employees in their responsibilities.
Okay, did you train them with regard to identifying phony IDs or underage people who are trying to buy tobacco products?
Yes, they are trained.
And are they trained to refuse anyone who looks like a minor or presents an ID that looks fake?
Yes, they are.
Okay. In the last 3 years, have you experienced turnover with regard to cashiers or people who are trained to identify minors at Rising Sun Fuels?
Yes, we do have high turnover in these positions.
Did COVID have any impact on turnover at the store?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Mr. I'm sorry. Sorry, Will, I forgot your last name, sorry. Fernandez, sorry, Mr. Fernandez presented this letter from January 9th stating that there were 6 violations over the last 3 years. Do you recall this letter?
Yes.
Did you receive any other notification of violations of tobacco statutes previous to this letter to date?
No, we received that in January 9th.
So no other notices?
No.
So the first notice is a ticket, correct?
I'm sorry.
The first notice of a violation is the
Yes,
actual
the
ticket,
handwritten.
right? And you can appeal that ticket, correct?
Correct.
Okay. If you don't appeal the ticket, then you get what is a second notice, which looks like a document called a notice of intent to file in municipal court. You recognize this document now that I have a copy of it? Okay.
Mr. Randall, are you planning to share that document with
Well,
the rest of us?
Sorry. Well, I think.
Of course, we can't see that. That's not helping it. You can share your screen.
Well, I don't know how to do that, but.
Well, everyone shares their screen when they come to a Zoom hearing. You have the ability to share your screen.
Okay, well, I'm not, it's not terribly important because did you receive any notices of intent to file in municipal court regarding these 6 violations?
No, we received the letter in January 2023.
And you're aware of what could happen if you ignored these violations?
Yes.
What could happen if you ignore the violations?
If we ignore them, then we can possibly lose the license.
Okay, and do you currently have your Pennsylvania tobacco products license for the year 2023?
Yes, we did receive that.
So that was approved?
That was approved.
Okay. Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fernandez, any cross?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. I apologize. This isn't retribution. I forgot the name of the witness.
Matt.
And the last name?
Galasso.
Galasso?
Galasso.
Got it. Thank you. And I apologize, Mr. Galasso. Mr. Galasso, you said earlier that you're a manager for Remoco Marketing Group. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and you've been to the premises at 5302 Rising Sun Avenue, correct?
I have, yes.
Okay, were you there on October 6th, 2020 when the citations were issued?
No, I was not.
Were you there on October 6th, 2021 when the citations were issued?
I was not.
Okay, were you there on December 29th, 2021 when the citations were issued?
I was not.
Do you know the name of the individual that was working as the cashier on either of those 3 dates?
I do not have that, though.
Okay, I have no further questions for the witness. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have any questions for anyone?
Yeah, I do have Two quick questions of
Yes.
Mr. Galasso. So, Mr. Galasso, rather, I beg your pardon. Ramco Marketing apparently filed an appeal of the tickets issued in 10/6/2020. Were you aware of the appeal and the tickets at that time?
At that time, no, I was in a different capacity with the company.
But you stated that you trained individuals about the ticketing and how to hopefully not sell to minors or to recognize. I don't exactly know what that meant by council's statement, but how not to sell to a minor or anyone without proper ID. That was your statement, was it not?
Yes, we do train them to obviously make sure that it's the picture looks like the individual that comes in, as well as checking the date and making sure that they are the legal age.
And as store manager, do you have any responsibility in checking the paperwork that is handled at your register so that if a citation were to be issued, you or another manager, someone in authority would review those documents?
So we do have other individuals who go there and collect any paperwork that is made available.
So management would have physical evidence of the tickets that were issued in October of 2021 and October of, I guess it was 2020.
Well, any paperwork that was given to us by the employees working there, the office would receive, yes.
So if you didn't have physical handling of those tickets, it would be the responsibility of your employees and not the city, is that correct?
Yes, the employees.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions.
Okay,
I
anyone
have a
else?
question, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. I really can't pronounce your name.
Matt Galasso.
Matt Galasso?
Yes.
Galasso.
Yes.
Mr. Galasso, when did you begin working at Rise and Sun Oil?
So I don't work at that specific location every day. I've started with the company roughly 6 years ago.
So your responsibility is just to be a traveling manager?
Yes, I'm more of like an area manager.
Do you know who appealed the ticket for the underage sale?
I do not know. I don't want to make something up.
Okay, now your attorney keeps stating that IDs are checked and IDs are checked. Was IDs checked on 10/6/2020?
I don't know.
Was IDs checked on 4/5/2022?
Again, I wasn't there, so I do not know.
So any of these violation dates, you would have no idea whether IDs was ever checked.
That's correct.
But you are disputing the fact that it was sales to minors and sales without ID,
Yes,
even though you wasn't there.
that's correct.
How would you ascertain that?
I honestly don't have any evidence that that actually happened.
No more questions, Mr. Chair.
Mr.
thank
Chair,
you.
I have a question.
Yes, sir, please.
Mr. Galasso, you said you're a traveling manager, correct?
Correct.
And you train individuals at the store, the employees, correct?
Yes.
But you're not aware of the person or employee who was there at the time of the issuance of the tickets?
No, that's correct.
Okay, so that means you never trained him either.
No.
Okay, have you ever come into contact with him while traveling to manage that store?
It's possible, but I don't know who the individual was on like a name-to-name basis.
Okay, so is your company in the habit of training employees who do not speak English well enough to deal with the general public coming in and out of the store?
Yes, there are times where they do not speak the best English.
So how does your company train them to deal with the general public, which the majority of them coming in and out of there speak English?
So we do have other individuals who work for the company who can communicate with them and assist with training and management.
So then, is it safe to say that when the owner of the store, Mr. Rossi or Sammy, I'm sorry, stated that he had an employee who did not speak English well, handling and managing the store, then that means that this person may not have been able to either read an ID or ask the question whether the individual was underage or ask for his ID, correct?
That is possible, yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Randall, not Mr. Randall, but Mr. Galasco, my apologies. What kind of software does your company use when it point of sale to track and check for authenticity of ID?
So right now it is just, there is no scan. It is by the picture, just looking at the ID and identifying the date.
Okay. How many locations does your company own and operate that retail sales of tobacco?
Retail sales, it's between 50, 60.
Are they all just in Pennsylvania or dispersed across the East Coast of the country? How is that set up?
So they are dispersed between New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and there's several in Delaware.
Okay. Now, is this a company-wide process of just looking at the photo and not having a software program?
Yes, that is typical of our operations.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anything else from anyone?
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Under the response to the violation, it states here that all of the employees and store managers at that time was fired and replaced by full-time, thoroughly trained, competent employees. So how many of your employees did you fire and you replace since the violations was issued?
I do not know. There have been a number of different employees that have worked there.
But we're not ones that left. I'm focusing on the ones that was fired because of as he said, their incompetence.
Can you repeat that question?
I want to know how many was fired. Not how many just left. How many was fired?
How many was fired? I don't know the total.
Because you're the manager, right?
Yes, I'm partial area manager. Yes.
So you would know how many employees you fired?
I personally didn't fire them.
No more questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. If there are no further questions, we will then move to closing arguments. And Mr. Randall, we'd like you to start, and Mr. Fernandez, here we finish it out. Okay? Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Randall?
Well, I think if we've established one thing today is that all the people involved in this hearing, Ms. Wilkins, Mr. Fernandez, me, Mr. Galasso, we don't have evidence one way or another of what happened. We just have these tickets that were written over a period of 2 or even 3 years, which is also a violation. All these tickets had to be written within 24 months, and my numbers showed the tickets were written over 25 to 26 months, depending on how you look at it. So we don't have any evidence of what these quote unquote patrons looked like, who were designed, I guess, to go in and entrap these stores to sell tobacco to underage people. It's very possible that the employees at the time relied on photographic evidence, photographic ID, which may or may not have been fake. Or the customer looked 27 years or older to these employees. So there would not be a violation there. So also my client did not receive the notices that they should have per violation, because if they received one, they would have dealt with that immediately, and that probably would have prevented additional violations over the last few years. So we have no evidence of notice from the city. The violations occurred past 24 months, which means there is no violation, and we have no evidence of who these patrons were or what they looked like.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Fernandez?
Thank you, members of the board. Opposing counsel, Mr. Randall, said that there was no evidence put forth today before the board, and I have to disagree. There was conclusive and unchallenged evidence regarding the issue before the board today, which is whether the denial of the tobacco retailer permit was issued correctly or not. Ms. Wilkins provided testimony as a custodian of the record, as a sanitarian supervisor with the health department, that in fact there were 3 different instances of violation in the 2 years preceding the denied tobacco retailer permit application. Beyond that, she testified that one of those citations was in fact properly appealed to the right venue where the establishment was found liable for the violation. So based on all the evidence here today, I would posit that the health department has clearly shown that they issued the permit application denial correctly, and I would ask that the board affirm health department's issuance thereof. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Having heard the testimony of various witnesses and the closing comments by legal counsel, we will poll the board on HA-2023-000-474, 5302 Rising Sun Avenue, Rising Sun Fuels. City affirmed.
City affirmed.
City affirmed.
City affirmed.
City affirmed.
Thank you. The unanimous vote is city affirmed. Of course, Mr. Randall, you may appeal our decision to the Court of Common Pleas. Thank you very much for your participation, and you may be excused.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to the next matter.
Case number 57, hearing appeal number HA 2023-000629, 601 North 66th Street, Sao Wa Tung.
Okay, who's representing the city?
Sorry, board. Good afternoon, Board. Caroline Curley.
Good afternoon, Ms. Curley. Who's representing the appellate, 601 North 66th Street? 601 North 66th Street, Sao Wa Tong. Ms. Curley, have you had any communications with the appellate?
No communication, board.
Service
Okay.
was made.
Service was made? Okay, may I have the time? Well, let me ask this, Ms. Curley, what is your preference? No one
The city would
responding?
ask for a city affirm based on lack of appearance.
Okay, thank you. Okay, time, Mr. Pettit,
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Okay, thank you. We will now poll the board regarding HA-2023-000629, 601 North 66th Street, Sao Wa Tung. City affirmed non-appearance.
City affirmed non-appearance.
City affirmed non-appearance.
City affirmed for non-appearance.
City affirmed non-appearance.
Thank you very much. That concludes that matter. Mr. Wade, where are we on the list?
I believe we're done.
We're done? Okay. All righty. Thank you very much, everyone, for your participation. I ask the board to just join me in executive session for a few moments. Have a good day.
Thank you,